Good morning. My name is Małgorzata Bonikowska. I'm speaking to you from Poland, Warsaw. I am a president of the Center for International Relations and the Think Tank Institute, two institutions who are partners of the Innovations in Politics Institute in Vienna. And that's why we are organizing this meeting, this seminar, because we would like to tell you more about the flagship project of the Institute, which is Innovations in Politics Awards. But also, this is the occasion to officially launch the activity of the Institute in two Baltic states, in Latvia and in Estonia. We are very happy that these two countries join this project. And we'll talk about how to apply and what is this award all about, and a little bit more about the Institute itself. So let me welcome, first of all, our guests and friends and colleagues from the team of Innovations in Politics Institute. I am the scientific officer of the Institute myself. And let me welcome Julia Kozak. Julia, hi.
Hi, hello, everyone.
Julia is a country representative of the Institute for Poland. So she's responsible for the awards taking place in Poland, has been some years already. Dalia Bankauskaite. Hi, Dalia.
Good morning. Good morning. Nice to be on board. Greetings from Vilnius, from Lithuania.
Dalia is the country representative of the Institute in Lithuania. It has been some years. So she's speaking to us from Lithuania. And we have two new colleagues in the team I would like to introduce. Cynthia Tarasova. Hi, Cynthia.
Good morning, everyone. Nice to be here.
Cynthia is a country officer, so she helps us. She works together with Julia and Dalia in Latvia. Just newcomer for this awards and the new country on our map of the awards, Innovations in Politics Awards. And we have Helena Weidenbaum. Helena, hi.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see all of you.
And Helena is speaking to us from Estonia. She's a country officer of the Institute, working together with Dalia and Julia for Estonia. So great to have you four ladies. Thanks for being with us. And the reason of the seminar, of this meeting, is to let you also speak if you have questions or comments, how to apply, what kind of projects to present, and what is this competition all about, what kind of projects we are looking for. So let me move on immediately to Julia. Julia, actually, you're with the Institute working with me since the very first day, we can almost say. So please tell us, what is this Institute really all about and how we started to work on the awards?
Okay, thank you, Małgorzata. Yeah, that's true. I've been a part of the Institute from the very beginning. I just wanted to add also that we have with us our one person from Vienna, from our headquarters. It's Laura. You might see her here on the screen as well. So she's supporting us from the technical side today. Well, about the Institute, couple of words for you. The Innovation Politics Institute is an international institution. It's an organization which wants to implement, develop, identify, everything which is about innovation in politics, to develop the politics and make it grow across Europe and beyond. And generally, the idea was to find, recognize, and support those politicians who have a courage to break new grants, who are creative, who want to achieve better results, serve their communities, all across all kind of party lines, across borders, very democratic. And the Institute was founded in 2017, so it's the 5th year we are operating. I remember when we were starting, it was like 6 countries, or I don't remember, Małgorzata, 6 or 7 at the beginning.
Yeah, we started in 6 countries, and this was the reality when we were all meeting in Vienna regularly, physically,
at
you know,
that
not
time we were
online.
able to to get there without any problems. And well, it grows significantly over this 5 years. Right now, we are present in 21 countries, including Baltics, two new countries mentioned by Małgorzata, so Latvia and Estonia. And I'm really glad to see you all here, just interested in the institute and the initiative, because it's really well, a great vibe, and a lot of people want to be a part of it across Europe. The institute runs a lot of different interesting projects, all of them aiming to at developing innovative approach to politics, growing the democracy across Europe. And there is a lot of different initiatives co-creating. They are like, the programs which aim is to impact on politics and societies. Also award great examples of the work in different countries. Institute organizes also trainings and creates networking opportunities for politicians, and creates kind of a platform which allows for exchanging the good practice across Europe, which is really a great thing, because while people feel like they are not alone, that they can really just share and see what the others do on the other markets, and it's really inspiring. And you have a number of experience of examples of such projects which started somewhere, but then the other places around Europe find it interesting and inspiring, and they started to use these examples and implement new projects on their own markets. So it's really very inspiring. And what I can say, it's really a lot of good vibes in the institute. And what we have as a top project from the very beginning, from 2017, we started it. It's the Innovation in Politics Awards, mentioned already by Małgorzata. And this is a contest which is run every year by the institute. We encourage politicians to participate and submit their political innovative projects, regardless of their party affiliation on governmental level. Well, it's just to make the politics better, to improve it. And it's true that our quality of life is very much connected with the quality of the politics. What we always put in a center is the human rights, social balance, democracy. This is the core values we want to spread and we want to enhance. Well, and the finalists of the awards are growing and forming kind of a network across Europe, just helping each other and supporting growing the better politics. What we do regarding the awards, it's the contest which is like an every year, and every year there is 1,000 jury members. There are 1,000 European citizens in a jury who are judging the projects which are submitted. And based on that, there are awards for those projects who jury finds the most successful, the most interesting, the most innovative. Dalia will tell us a little bit more about details, about some categories, some rules, about the project. I'm just gonna to say that so far over this 5 years, there is more than 1,600 political projects entered already. So it's a great number of projects submitted so far. And we had like over 4,000 people joining the jury. So this is also like you might be those who are submitting the projects, you might nominate the projects, you can become a jury member. Yes, so there are different forms you can be involved. And well, so far we had 33 winners out of 330 finalists. So it's a big number, and please, well, just be aware that there is, apart from the winners, those finals, those projects which go to the finals, they are also very highly perceived by the audience. We work to promote them every year. Well, in the previous years, when we lived without COVID, we were able to gather, having big galas and celebrating together, and just sharing about the projects. Last year, we are not able to do that, but we did our best. We did it everything online, and we had interviews with the finalists, with the winners. The projects are promoted across Europe, and via website, via interviews we organize. We tried to put people together, make them know each other and share, and it works really, really well. So, well, there's a lot of people joining the Institute, and the Institute itself is growing, and the initiative is growing rapidly across the Europe at the moment, because we see it is needed. It is really something which resonates. And I remember when we were starting in Poland, the initiative, there was a question mark, will it work or not? Like, we were sharing this title, Innovation in Politics, and people were looking at us and saying, what are you talking about? Innovation in politics? Politics has such a bad image in Poland. You won't go with it. Yeah, it won't be successful if you want to continue under such an umbrella. And you see, it worked. Yeah, it's really developing, and people are really proud to submit their projects. They are great. They want to share. We have such finalists, such people who are submitting their projects from the very beginning, from the very first year, each year submitting new projects, and they are ambassadors of the initiative on different markets, and they really find it interesting. They really find it something inspiring and helping them to grow. The projects I talked about, they are not like, just stored somewhere without access. We created a platform where you can access those projects and see the best site, innovationinpolitics.eu. You can go there and search for the best practices and see that there is a lot of winning projects, and the projects submitted by the finalists. Well, right now we have over 370 projects, I think, from 37 countries, which you can access, and you can check as an inspiration when you're thinking about submitting your projects, how to talk about it. You can go there and you can see.
We also put the title of this session with you, does politics need innovations? And of course, we just wanted to stress that yes, politics barely need innovations, and that these innovations really happen slowly, much slower than in business or in NGOs. So we decided to create a format in which the politicians, local politicians, but also, the politicians at all the levels, could present what they did. I stress it because we want projects which are already implemented, not the ideas, but the projects who were implemented, who worked out well. So we need politicians who want to prove that yes, in cooperation with the others, with the NGOs, with the city, if they are mayors, with citizens, they can do something which is a proof that politics can be different. then politics can be much more open for the citizens. It could be, a joint effort with the people and with the organizations. So that was the objective, to promote innovative ideas done not from above to bottom, but together with people in order to change the reality. If it's a local scale, it's fine. If it's a national scale, it's fine. We even had projects in the European scale, at the European Commission level. So the scale is not so important as the importance of the idea itself, and of the fact that it worked out well, bringing some innovations to the public policies. So this politics in the title is not about parties and politics, understood as parliament or something, but it's understood like policy making more. So that's what we are looking for. 2017, we've started almost over 1,200 projects from all over Europe. And we hope very much now for Estonia and Latvia to join with your project, because until now we didn't have projects for these two countries. And that's why we would like to expand with this idea and to encourage everyone who listens to us from Estonia and Latvia to be interested in the idea, and also to listen to our colleagues from Latvia and Estonia, how to apply. We will do at the end of the seminar individual sessions in national languages for those who want to put more questions, but at the general level, how to apply, where to find more information, and what is the logics. Dalia, I would like you to take the floor now.
Margojata, thank you, and thank you, Julia. I think I will start sharing my screen to show in a nutshell what's expected to do and how it looks in real life. In a nutshell, innovation in politics, I define, at least to my Lithuanian society, is first of all it's trust building. And it's establishing the culture of participation when this society and politicians are together and they are state crafting the states at local, regional, or national level, as well as it is also know-how sharing. It's a huge skills exchange exercise. And innovation in politics European initiative, it gets a platform, European platform. So innovation in politics projects are grouped into 9 categories. Any project implemented within the period of 5 years and having tangible results and can prove and show the legacy can be described and grouped into community, democracy, digitalization, ecology, economy, education, human rights, quality of life, and of course, COVID-19 strategies. You see below the link to the website and the detailed definition of each category, but the point is really to honor political decisions implemented and yielding very concrete results. Community category honors national, local, regional political decisions that foster cooperation of communities and coexistence of diversity. Democracy express respect to diversity, ability to listen and to be heard, and encourages participation in state crafting, your community, your region, and your country. Digitalization, of course, the word says that IT technologies actually offer solutions for open governance, for the public sector, and builds and narrows this gap between business sector, IT technologists, and public sector. Again, the end result is the beneficiary is us, citizens of the society. Ecology deals with climate change and sustainability. Economy, again, thinks about the welfare of the state and of the society. And that is, again, it's translated into community level, into regional level, or national level. Education, a life learning exercise, encouraging different forms and formats, knowing the challenges of today. So it's so important that education, methodologies, solutions, how to be proactive in building, empowering the society with the know-how, and making in this way diminishing the social exclusion is so welcome, these initiatives. Human rights as democracies, communities, respect and equality and basic freedom. Quality of life already, again, talks, I would say it's a horizontally affects all levels of life, and that improves the level of living and of ensures the growth. And COVID-19 strategies. These are the response to recovery, to resilience, and to the crisis management solutions. How to participate, as Julia already mentioned, 3 ways. If you know those who do good things, but don't talk, but get things done, just nominate, describe them. And if you go into the link into the website, you see that it's very simple. Title of the initiative of the project, short description, and the context. Submit the project. Again, encourage those who really get things done to describe their initiatives, as well as you can do that yourself. Both the project owners in cooperation with politicians. So again, the submission is very clear: the title, the content, what's the project about, and then the innovation, what's new, what's value added. It's nothing that it should be invention. It's just the point is that the idea is implemented and can quote tangible results, and then sustainability. That is legacy of the initiative. And also you can become a jury, so assess the projects, not of your country, but of other countries, and in this way participate in building welfare of Europe. Timeline, as always, deadlines. July 1st. That's exact time. We have a little bit more than 1 month for submitting projects or nominating them. Then from July till September, there's a criteria check, then the jury assessment of the project, and awards, celebration of awards in December. Usually it is finalists. Finalists in 9 categories are selected, 10 finalists in each category, and winners are announced during the award ceremony. The celebration consists of 2 parts: conference, that is skills and knowledge exchange exercise, as well as a gala event. I think in a nutshell, I said the key things. Please don't get withhold when you hear the word politics and politicians. In the projects, politicians are important figures in the sense of facilitating, of triggering, and facilitating that the project takes part, and as well as ensuring funds, because these should be the public funding, not private but public funding projects. But as well, next to politicians, Innovation in Politics Award honor project implementers, project owners, those who directly daily work to make the results visible and tangible. So this is the partnership of politicians and the groups, associations, or individuals of the society. Colleagues, have I forgotten something, or I can stop sharing?
I'll just add one date regarding the jury joining. If you want to join the jury or you want to encourage others to do it, the deadline is till the 20th of August. Yeah, so it's quite plenty of time at the moment, but just you could just put a note for yourself that this is the deadline. So the submission deadline is 1st of July in terms of the projects, as Dalia said, and in terms of jury, it's 20th of August.
Okay, great. Thank you, Dalia, for this very useful presentation. You can maybe also put it in the chat for everyone to follow later. I would like now to ask Helena and Cynthia just to say a few words also about your perspective and your role in order to connect with your audience. Helena, maybe we start with Estonia.
So I'm not sure how many Estonians are here at the moment, really. Probably they're either like busy, you know, making their new startups happen somewhere. I have at least invited all of the people whom I know in my network to take part today. So whoever is from Estonia, we will talk later on. And yeah, pretty much, you know, what Julia and Dalia already covered. We really see the same kind of movement taking place here as well, that people want to be part of making the change, and more and more politicians actually, you know, they see the effect that the startup scene has given to us, so that they want to make those changes faster as well. As being part of our Tallinn strategy office, as a user experience designer here in Tallinn, I can assure you that here, even in the government in the government and in the city level, more and more projects are being done in an iterative way. So not like we have this plan and now let's go and develop it, but we have more and more, we are seeing that, well, as my designer perspective, that those projects are being done through like research, then proposing the prototypes, testing the solutions, and then going to development as it makes sense. You know, it's all from the startup scene. And now the public sector is actually taking kind of the active steps toward that as well. So I believe we have very many interesting projects to be submitted. And yeah, I keep my fingers crossed for Estonians to be, you know, either nominated or winning some of the awards.
We too, and thank you very much, Helena. And this webinar will be also available in the social media later on. So for those who cannot join us now, they will be able to listen to it later. We count very much on Estonia as far as digital projects and, you know, using new technologies, because that's what's your forte, and Estonia is very well known for. Let's move on to Cynthia, representing Latvia.
So thank you very much for the floor. First of all, I think that in the last 5 years and more, Latvia has been developing a lot. Like just like Lithuania and Estonia, of course, in the past 30 years, we have been developing a lot. And the good thing is that we have projects that definitely fulfill the criteria and should apply. I'm even more happy that we already have our first project that applied. It's great to see that people are interested, and I count on more. And in many levels, in the municipal and regional and national, there are great initiatives, but my biggest hope that comes from this participation that Latvia is now in is that other municipalities and ministries will have this good motivation to do more or to learn from others, because seeing the past year's applicants, there are many great ideas to take and to implement them in Latvia. And that's my biggest hope from this, that we get to bring to light our great initiatives, but even maybe more important is that we get to learn from great initiatives being implemented in other European countries. So those are my biggest hopes for the future. But and also very, very excited to also recognize and find things that maybe haven't been on our radar in Latvia, because this is going to bring attention also in our Latvian circles that, hey, these are great initiatives we've been doing, we need to talk more about them. So we will hear more, and you will also hear more from us.
Thank you, Cynthia. So once again, we are encouraging everyone to go and read about these awards and try to see and think if you yourself or anyone you know could be interested in applying. We are looking for good projects, interesting ideas, interesting initiatives already under implementations or implemented. And before we talk in our national languages, for those who want to put questions, we encourage you, of course, to have questions, to interact with us. Let me go back to Julia and Dalia, and I would ask you to give us some examples of projects which were already presented and maybe which won the categories. We can just give some illustration of what we are looking for. So Julia?
Okay, thanks, Gogo. Well, there is a number of great projects available via website, as I said, and I've seen that Laura also shared the link to the showroom in the chat. You can check it and go and check for yourself. The projects are described, and also there are some short videos about like presenting some pictures and the main idea of each of those projects. We will mention maybe couples which were particularly interesting, or those who duplicate on other markets. We asked Laura also to advise like on which one are those who are seen as those who were most inspiring across Europe. So there are a couple examples like that, when we can talk about couple of projects from Poland and Lithuania as well. So I would start, you can check it on the website again. There is a project from France last year, the winner, category education. And the name of it, it's a municipal farm for Moisar 2 school canteens. And generally it's about producing a municipality, producing organic vegetables for the school canteens. The whole project was organized the way that children are educated about organic farming, which also influence a lot of families' lifestyle in the region. Children were allowed to eat their lunches made of 100% organic food from the local agriculture. And also there was kind of an organized education around it, about how to respect environment, what does it mean organic, how to how to take care about the quality of food. And it started to be promoted. There was created a kind of a food lab, a classroom, and educational kitchen. And the projects also started to receive different students and interns from other regions who are interested in learning how to educate their children about it, how to maybe start some similar projects like that in their places. They started to host the conferences and seminars, and it got also duplicated, the idea. And many other municipalities started to follow this idea, this project, and there is a network funded called Organic Food Territories. So it's really nice and well, just a very lively project. People find really interesting and worth to be nominated, just awarded with the Dalia. Maybe you just go with another one.
I also follow the time, so I thought, okay, so what I'm a believer in education, in enlightenment, and in a holistic, comprehensive approach. That's why I like the projects that have this holistic approach, contributing to the society as a whole and to the state as a whole. I would quote Lithuanian project, a finalist, Learn Before You Vote. Why? Because this is the initiative of youth. These are high school students, that is 16, 18, and 21. And they launched the initiative of monitoring political programs, watchdogging election campaigns, that is interviewing, talking to politicians, and asking during the election campaigns, local or national. The project runs for 3 or 4 years, and now it's already yielding results. Initially, it was what? Politicians would ignore, especially young people. So another thing is nobody really had the culture of having a dialogue. Rather, there was a kind of defensive, offensive approach of arguing. Also, youth, they are busy with their lives, so they are not really care about the society as such, about the state, how state is run, and such a boring and frustrating thing as politics. So that was also an exercise for be able to get to understand that politics is nothing above. It's part of your daily life, and how to lead the dialogue, to question, to pose questions, and to see what are the outcomes. How politicians should be accountable and employed to meet and to further the interest of the society or society groups, especially the youth. As I said, politicians got engaged, and there are 5 parliamentary parties that cooperate with this initiative, Learn Before You Vote. And it became already a pattern that you expect a roadshow, and you expect a full coverage of election campaigns, and afterwards whether politicians' programs really are implemented, whether there's work, deeds behind their political words. Another project, it's that Helena reminded me of. It's this is what I like about Sandbox, and this is what I think three Baltic states are really good. It's employing technologies for changes in the public sector, and beneficiary is us, society people, getting the public service from the public sector. But startups, business sector, technology people, NGOs, civic society are engaged in offering solutions as well as encouraging the public sector to voice their challenges, their weaknesses. So that's again a Lithuanian project, GovTech Laboratory, that I think was a winner in 2019. So I would, here I would stop.
Okay.
Thank you, Dalia.
I'll just
Thank you.
add very fast one more from Poland, and you can find it as well online. Last year there was a Polish award in economy. The winner was the project from Gdynia, which is in the north of the country, close to the Baltic Sea. And it was connected with the COVID-19 fighting. There is a category for it. You've seen it, Dalia mentioned. So this year we have it as well. And while Gdynia and in other countries and other cities, of course, most of the companies suffered negatively from the fact that they were kind of banned or limited in their business activities because of the COVID. And what Gdynia as the local government decided, it's to open kind of a hub for all of them to be able to get support in terms of counseling, in terms of advisory regarding the government's anti-crisis program, but as well legal, tax, financial, marketing counseling, while also working on the business strategic decisions and plans regarding the future of the businesses. And it really worked well. A lot of companies applied for it. And well, it was open for everyone. So everyone could go and ask and book the time with those experts who were placed there, and they were experts chosen for each of the specialty. And well, it really helped to preserve some of the businesses and some of them start again. So it's and it's continued. So it's really encouraged. It's a very good project supporting business in the difficult pandemic times.
Great, thank you very much. At this stage, we have already several questions, so maybe we can jointly now answer to them. And once we are through, then we will move on to the rooms. Let me read the question for me. It is about the choice why we want projects already implemented or under implementation, because we believe that if it's only the idea, then it's not us really to work on the idea. It is a local government or a politician who could take over and try to implement it first. The institute looks for the projects who can be like an idea for the others, like copy paste for the others. So it should prove that it works in reality. It's not just an idea, but it's also a concept which works. It does not mean that it has to be a concluded project, but at least it has to be under implementation already. And the second question is about successes, why we look for successes instead of having like a leverage on failures. Well, it's about the awards. Every award, when we talk about awards in anything, we look for success stories also for the same reason. We would like to focus on those projects who work very well and can be an inspiration for the others. So can be transmitted to the other countries, cities, local communities, because not everyone is so creative, you know. Those creative politicians or creative activists who implement innovative projects are always a minority. It's not majority, it's minority. So we want to support this minority. We want to support these politicians who are open up for innovations as well, who are also having sometimes difficult time in their own political parties or circles that they are so innovative. And we want to promote them, promote their projects, and also encourage the others to follow, to copy, to modify, to adapt, but to follow. For local governments, it's much easier to follow the project which is already implemented somewhere and proved to be good than to to experiment. because it's public sector and it's also public funding. So we believe that this method is very useful for the others.